So guys, another late night, but this time it's not on a Range Rover, surprisingly. We have looked at this car, we have looked at the car, guys. We're going to do a video on this one because this one, guys, this one is doing some funny stuff. So yeah, this one come in for a gearbox fault and an ABS fault. They wanted it serviced. They need the rear pads and this done. We know that much already. We start to put it up in the ramp. Hopefully when we put it up in the ramp, we'll find something or that screams out it is, this is your problem, because right now we've no idea. So, but anyway, look at what we're doing, man. We're in JDM heaven. JDM Classic. Mitsubishi JDM Classic. I quite like this car, actually. I would, if it was mine's, I would fix the bumper. I would fix the arches because they're being looked at. They're starting to bubble. And I would continue the grey all along the bottom. Kind of Americans kind of do the two-tone. But guys, you can see what we're doing here. So rear subframe on it, right? we didn't poke this hole in it, guys. Right? We did not poke any holes in this. It come in for knocking noise at the front, and it wasn't running right. It has, maybe is some. I mean, it's been running okay. I've never had any fault codes on it. I was told there was a fault code, so I have a fault code for it, which was basically relating to a lambda sensor, I think. So hopefully that's all it has been, the bad lambda sensor. That's what's run out the exhaust. We've taken the exhaust off. So that's probably a dead giveaway why we had a fuel code. What happens with cars is sitting idle, condensation builds up in the top of the exhaust, car cools down, it all lies in the bottom. That's why these nice new exhausts don't look too bad. They don't last long because of that. They don't last that long, to be honest with you, the kind of aftermarket exhausts, and that's because of all this, which is just H2O, it's just water. So look at the subframe, guys. I know. So we didn't poke any holes in it. This has been the impact gun. It's just rattled all the bits of metal that were loose. Now, the MOT tester had done it. Did advise at the last MOT that it was rotten. So the customer kind of knew he was either into it for a subframe, if he could get one, and amazingly, somebody out there has reconditioned one, remanufactured it. They've done a good job. It looks at it. It does look right. The kind of exhaust bracket hangers, they look like they're in the right place. This is a rear kind of floating diff on this bracket here, so hopefully we can remove these. We did have to chop one bolt, and we did know I kind of assumed I was going to chop it, because when we did this little arm on it last year or the year before, I can't remember, we had to chop these bolts as well, and we're probably going to need to change this arm now, to be honest with you. Might be able to get that out of there, but I doubt it, and it's not in the best condition now, to be honest with you. So the subframe bushes we did, so they're good. The wheel bearings are good, I think. The wheel bearings we will check for sure. The rear pads in this are not too bad, getting a bit pitted. Springs and all that are good. A lot of it's lubricant and stuff like that, so it's had new springs and stuff on it before. It's well rotten, isn't it? So we know we can get these arms because we already had them sent out, and this bolt's just infinitely turning in here. It's just infinitely turning, so it's actually, you can see where that goes. It goes inside in here, so that's the hole in there for that arm, and that's the nut foot in there, which you can't get to. There's no way getting to it on the other side anyway, so you can't see it. So if you ever do have a problem with that, then it's a subframe off, and then it's probably just replace it, because there's really no way to get into it unless you had to cut a hole in here, and then you've been to welding that back up. Don't recommend that. You can see where it's all been kind of welded. It's kind of pressed plate, folded over. Bosses pressed into it, which strengthens the metal, and there's a bit of mig wire, so we probably will give it a little coat, to be honest with you, because there is bits off it already, just with transporting it and moving it about. And it was well wrapped up in bubble wrap, to be honest with you. There's something there, but it was well wrapped. But it's just lightly coated, so we'll maybe hit it with some satin black, just to protect it a wee bit longer, because big chunk of metal. This on its own It's not that heavy, guys. It is not that heavy, to be honest with you. But Mitsubishi, the bomb-proof, to be honest with you. Generally, I worked for Mitsubishi for a long time. Mitsubishi, Kia, Honda. As you can tell, we like the JDM stuff. Not too keen on the Micra, but probably a good little car once we build up that engine. Aye, so the Japanese stuff, the JDM stuff, generally pretty reliable. That's what we like. We like that it does suffer in Scotland, but for corrosion. So, and that's why my own classic Honda is kind of in progress. It's been in progress for a long time, but we have all the bits. To make it happen. We're just very busy fixing everybody else's car. So, yeah, we know we've got the just unbolted the prop. We mark on it so as we get it back on where it was. We'll try and get this arm. We'll clean all these kind of apertures up as best we can as well, so as that we put it all back in. There's no crap going to get stuck into these sensors. You can see there's little bits of metal stuck on them because they are magnetic. There wasn't any faults with them, so hopefully when we put it all back together, none of it's disconnected. It is all here sat on these stands, so hopefully it doesn't go anywhere. It shouldn't do it. So when we rebuild it, we'll try and see what we can. Obviously, the diff will be reusing drive shafts. The rest of what we can reuse, we'll try our best. Just really depends on whether we can get all the bolts with it and stuff like that, and doesn't end up like this. Where we're never getting that out. There's no way you're getting that out unless you put it in a press, and then, to be honest with you, I think it would be destroyed anyway by the time it got that out of there. It's just sea solid, so my head. So the front subframe on it is corroded, but it's well solid, so it's fine for the moment. Nice new sump on it as well. Front brake pads and this are good. We're going to do track rod ends because they're, if you can hear that, they're pretty knackered. That one's just as bad, if not worse. Pretty bad, eh? So yeah, but and a little Micra, we know, engine's locked up, Honda's in progress. See, we strategically leave the welder next to it. We're nowhere near welding, absolutely nowhere near. Probably another 100 man hours on it, yep, to get to this lovely Sealy welder, which we do recommend. It is really good. Super MIG 180, really good, with the argon shield gas on it as well. So alright guys, there you go. We've got 2 Land Rovers, 1 Vagcom, 1 Korean, 3 from the land of the rising sun. So aye, plenty to be cracking on with, but we're going to continue now. I'm going to crack on with my tea, and then we're going home because it's a very late night.